Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. One.
Good morning, my beautiful people. It's February 25th. I'm just waking. We're 3 days away from the fight. I can't wait. 3 more days before somebody older must go. And don't forget, this is my come out party, my welcome back party. I can't wait. I can't wait. February 25th, baby. The BJCC on Fox. You don't want to miss this one, I promise. Timber.
Bomb Squad! What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. You guys heard it first from the man, the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. Now, he has a fight, hometown fight, another one, like DJ Khaled said, and it's against someone who almost rivals him in the size, height department, someone who's in shape. That's Gerald Washington of the 707. Shout out to Vallejo and Northern California. Now, I told you guys from jump, out the gates, this is a better fight to me than the initial opponent who failed a drug test, Andre Wawowski or whatever his name is. He's been stopped, he's shorter, and if anyone has a shot, I would give Washington a better chance of beating Wilder than I would Wawowski, right? But the other intrigue is Wilder's coming off somewhat of a layoff. In the Chris Arreola fight, he got injured, hurt his hand, had metal pins placed in your hand, and you're in there with a guy who's big. Now, when Klitschko fought Tyson Fury, not that Wilder fights like Klitschko, but hear me out. When Klitschko fought Tyson Fury, he had more issue with a person who can match him in the size department, someone who can rival his height, his reach, right? You have to, it's a different level of caution when someone is equivalent, when you're used to fighting guys who are smaller than you, shorter reach. The things that a guy like Gerald Washington, who I'm assuming has longer arms, I mean, I know dude, and he's a big dude, you know what I'm saying? And I would assume he has longer arms than a guy like Artur Szpilka. So there's things that Szpilka may not be able to do against a 6'7" Deontay Wilder that Washington may be able to do because he uses his boxing. You know what I'm saying? So this could be a different fight. A shorter guy, especially if that's what you're used to, it's just like if you're used to fighting righties and all of a sudden you fight a southpaw. Any ripple in the pond, any glitch in the matrix, that could make your night a different type of night. So shout out to Wilder also for taking a last minute replacement such as Gerald Washington. And you've seen in the clip at the beginning, he said somebody's O has to go. That's absolutely right. 2 undefeated fighters, and it's a loaded card on Fox. You really can't complain about what Al Heyman is doing unless, I don't know what it is, unless you have a grudge against him personally. But I mean, we're getting 2 heavyweight fights on this card. Dominic Breazeale, once beaten by Anthony Joshua, he's fighting an undefeated power puncher. You got Wilder Washington. You got Caleb Plant on a portion of this particular card. You have Tony Harrison versus Jared Swift Hurd for a title that was vacated by Jermall Charlo as he's moving up to 160. The IBF title is now on the line in that fight. It's a loaded card. It all begins Saturday, February 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. So I like the fight. I think it's a good fight, and I think it's a good step in the right direction. Wilder has already stated that he wants to have a fight like this, and then he's looking for the big names or the unification fights. A lot of people give Wilder this slack and stuff like that. See, this is why I don't talk to boxing. I don't talk with a lot of you guys in the comment section anymore. Because not that I'm above it. I love the fans. I appreciate the support. But some of y'all don't talk real boxing. It's all about dicks and penises and this fighter's a bitch or pussy. And I'm not trying. I'm a grown ass man. I don't have time to talk about that. If we want to talk about boxing, like, and most of the real thing is I met Wilder. Wilder would stretch majority of the dudes, if not all the dudes that are saying this type of stuff. So it's just crazy. It puts me in the mindset of what recently happened in the Yusuf Mack situation. You have a Twitter troll who's trolling him because he's gay, and then all of a sudden he gets blasted out of this world, and he's curled up and breaks his leg, getting stomped out and beat down by the gay person, Yusuf Mack. You know what I'm saying? Or when Deontay Wilder fought Charlie Zelenoff, right? Charlie Zelenoff, according to Wilder, he called him the N-word and all kinds of stuff. Wilder, he was like, okay, let's square up. And then you seen Wilder was wailing on him with, you know what I mean? And I think he was holding back because he didn't want to, he just wanted to let the dude know it ain't sweet. But I don't think he was really fighting him like he was fighting Spilka or one of these other, like he would fight Povetkin or something like that, because he knows that's a regular licensed fighter, probably Charlie Zelenoff. So it's just crazy. But a lot of people give Wilder this flack, and you have to look at the situation. Like, he's coming off a hand injury, or he was gonna fight Alexander Povetkin. He was actually en route to Russia to fight him in his backyard. You can't blame him if Alexander Povetkin tried to cheat. That is not his fault. People say, oh, he ain't fought no one since Povetkin. All he fights is journeymen. Okay, but he was about to fight someone who's not a journeyman, who's an Olympic gold medalist, and for their own reasons, because they tried to cheat with meldonium, the fight got canceled. You can't pin that on Deontay Wilder, because that right there wouldn't have been a Chris Areola or whoever you think is a journeyman, Johan Duhaupas or whatever the situation. That would have been an Olympic gold medalist whose only loss was to Klitschko, who knocked out the guy that was the original Deontay Wilder opponent who cheated also, Andre Wawowski. And he's knocked out Mike Perez, and he also knocked out what's his name, Johan Duhaupas recently, and stuff like that. So that would have been a certified non-journeyman, and everybody would be pleased, and we'd get an outcome and who would be the WBC champion. But that didn't happen because Alexander Povetkin passed a drug test, failed a drug test, and then passed again. And then later that year, he failed again in the Bermane-Stavern fight. You can't blame Wilder for that. It doesn't make sense, and it is what it is. So Wilder, do your thing. Washington, do your thing. Hopefully you guys put on a good night and a good fight. But props to Washington for taking this. This is a tall order, maybe rushing the title shot. Maybe he was a few fights out from a title shot, but when opportunity knocks, you got to take the opportunity. Terrence Crawford, he's a prime example. Terrence Crawford, Top Rank, wasn't doing anything with him really, right? His manager Cameron Duncan told him not to take the Bradis Prescott, a guy who knocked out Amir Khan fight. He needed a last minute replacement, like his opponent pulled out or got injured or whatever, Bradis Prescott. So they reached out to Terrence Crawford, and Cameron Duncan, Crawford's manager, was like, nah, don't take that. That's a dangerous Colombian puncher. He knocked out Amir Khan. You're at 135, he's at 140. You would have to move up. Don't do it. It's going to be on Showtime. Don't do it. Crawford was like, I don't care. I mean, I haven't trained like this to not take these opportunities. I have amateur pedigree. I can beat him. So against his manager's wishes, he fought Bradis Prescott on 2 weeks' notice, moved up from 135 to 140. This is a true story. And he dominated Bradis Prescott and had him frustrated in there. And then it was after that point where Top Rank started paying more attention to Crawford, because he was on co-main events or whatever. And then he started getting a hometown fight. Then he got a fight with like Ricky Burns, title shot. Then he fought Gamboa. And then now his career's been on and popping. But that initial risk, that initial moment with Bradis Prescott, that's really what kicked it off. I knew about Crawford, but a lot of people didn't, right? And I actually made a video before the Prescott fight about Crawford. It's still on the channel. I don't delete. And a lot of people didn't know about him. So that was his coming out party. So props to Gerald Washington for taking this opportunity and seeing what's up. Another example would be Anthony Joshua. He probably was a few fights out from naturally, challenging for a title. And the Charles Martin situation, he won against Glasgow in a funky kind of way. Glasgow, or whatever his name is, he twisted his ankle, and it was for the vacant belt, IBF belt. Charles Martin's a new champ. He was an untested champ. Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, they jumped right on it. They're like, okay, we'll fight Charles Martin. And for Charles Martin, he got destroyed in the second round. And for Anthony Joshua, it's been on and popping since. He had title defenses. Now he's selling out 90,000 with Klitschko, and he's fighting a meaningful fight. So that's how the game goes. When these opportunities arise, if you're ready, if you feel you're ready in your heart, you got to take them. So props to Wilder, props to Washington. Let me know what you guys think. Drop in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.